Nendel and Simon Turkas. We're back finally. We have Earth to Mars internet. So this week, this week we're going to talk about dissatisfaction. It's a good thing. And the specific topic we're going to talk about is how to stop feeling helpless in what feels like an overwhelming situation. And And we're going to go back into the paradigms, talk a little bit more about how the paradigms that that might be creating this feeling and you're reacting rather than responding. So this is sort of pulling quite a few of the other topics that we've covered. It's sort of pulling several of those together and goal setting. Goal setting is one of the big ways of helping you move forward and pulling out of this helplessness feeling and getting your focus on where you really need to have it and focusing on that positive and focusing on forward and beyond instead of being kind of stuck in the right now of everything swirling around you. So we'll be talking a little bit about finding that courage to set better, bigger, worthy ideals, goals. Juliane's going to help me talk through a lot of this, and Simon as well. Juliane, there was a really good story that you were sharing with me just the other day around this topic. Do you want to share that, please?
Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, paradigm shift is right now what a lot of us are experiencing. It's our habits that are sort of like, yeah, disrupted. They are all shaken, and it happens. And it happened to me years ago when in 2012 my father was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. I My world was shaken. It was all set up. I had my beautiful life here on the island of Tenerife, and then all of a sudden this happens. So that was my normal habit pattern was really shaken, and I felt so overwhelmed inside, not knowing how to deal with that new situation. It was really scary at that time, not really knowing what to do, how I can possibly help my family, and inside myself I felt guilty of not being there, a better help, going back to help my mom in Germany, and I felt really helpless. So just imagine this kind of feeling overwhelmed for a long period of time. What it really does to you is like eating you up inside, basically. It's causing chaos because you're constantly doubting, am I doing the right thing? Shall I stay here? Shall I move back? What is the right thing? Who am I seeking help for? Who am I reaching out to? Who can help me? So though all this chatter inside, internal chatter was going on inside of me, and I felt totally helpless in that situation. And of course, at that point, I also did not really want to seek help. On top of it all, with my own family, I could not seek help from them. So at that time, I was in that low vibration of feeling guilt, unhappiness, overwhelmed, and a low vibration over a long period of time is not good for your health. So I sort of thought, yeah, how can I move out of that? There has to be a way. So I was starting to look for answers, and I started researching. um, reading books, self-help books and material, and that's how it all started. That really got the ball rolling, and actually helped me focus on something better, which actually encouraged me to set a goal that I did not need to go back to Germany, and I could stay true to myself, from the things that I actually really wanted to do, stay on my beloved island, and still be a help for my mom from far away. Mentally, being sort of like a help for her, understanding her, and yeah, and guiding her, and that really helped the whole family, not only me, but the whole family. It did do a good thing, and of course, your help was there all the time, which was so much appreciated and still is.
Oh,
Yeah, it is.
thank you.
Yeah.
You're the one doing all the work. You're the one that did all the work. Question for you. Can you take us back? I know sometimes it's so hard. Bob Proctor is really great about saying you're going to need binoculars to see where you've come from. You're going to come so far, you're not going to even realize you're the same person.
Mhm.
Um, can you share a little bit about that period of time? Because you had a lot of overwhelm that was going on during that beginning part. And then it became really like the chaos as you started making your shifting. That chaos really was kicking in, and relationship changes were happening. That was when you were making decisions about changing your career. You
Mhm.
changed your career in the middle of it.
Mhm.
Um, there were all sorts of things that were going on. What was there one thing you can say that you were doing? Was it goal setting?
It
Was
was.
it the negative are positive? Was
I
it
I would say it was, yeah, it was this goal setting, and although I could not really at that point really believe it, because it was in that overwhelming situation too much of something that you cannot really grab right in this moment. And if we sometimes cannot see something that we have all planned out perfectly, then we start not believing in it anymore, not being real. But yeah, I had to feed it, um, and it had to be fed every day, and um, this is a process that you can do that with a lot of little tools. For example, I did a lot of writing, writing out the goal that I had, and of course, in the beginning, I felt stupid. I was like, "Oh my God, that doesn't make any sense," doesn't really. People would think I'm stupid, but no, it works. It really does work. Sticking to it, and then of course, the surrounding you have, the family, and the friends, they might not understand it, and that's fine. That's totally fine. But it's something you want, or I wanted it, and I was I was seeing for myself. I realized for myself that I was worthy of it, and I had this idea and I wanted it, so I had to pursue it. Um, and I didn't really care in that moment so much about what anybody else was thinking, not even like closest people. And sometimes it hurts. It really does hurt when you're like your mom. My mom was at that time also a very close person, and I wouldn't have done anything to hurt her, but she didn't get me, and yeah, I mean, I didn't even get me sometimes either. So that's good if you have support, like-minded people who have been in those situations and have already demonstrated that they have been there and have done it already. So you and James, for example, have been a good help in that process, and of course Proctor.
And Simon.
Also.
And Simon for sure. And you started changing your surrounding of people as you were moving through. It's it's the vibration that you're changing your paradigms, and the people around you who are in that same paradigm, they're not changing theirs. So it's not fitting anymore. It's like bumping up against each other, and they don't know how to behave. They don't know how to interact anymore. And so a lot of times it's going to feel like people are doing things on purpose that are counteractive to what you want to do. They've never been taught to think this way. They've never been taught to behave this way. And they taught you in your interaction with them how to act this way. So that's why there's always this, what feels like chaos, or people trying to stop you, or they don't get what you're doing because they haven't experienced where you are, where you're going, and you're moving out of that paradigm. You're moving into your own new paradigm, and they don't like that. They feel like they're losing you. So it's really important to remember that. It's so important as you're changing and moving and doing things differently for yourself. You're not going to say, I'm never going to see you or be with you again. It's just you're changing your surrounding of other people who are like-minded in the same similar vibration and understanding, and and they will see that your life is becoming better, and then they're going to want their life to become better. If they don't want to know now, they will. They will want to know, what are you doing? I want some of that.
Simon, you are also one of those people who is no matter what's going on, very firm on on your mindset, and I always really enjoyed that quite neutral environment you created, whether it was at a workspace or in another environment.
We
So
were just talking about it before we came on live. Switzerland. Thanks,
exactly.
thanks, Switzerland. Neutral,
Yeah.
calm.
And another good example of that, I think, is Costa Rica as well, because they don't have an army, so they're very. They decided to get rid of their army because they wanted to focus on peace and build the community with the country, investing in their population rather than funding or spending money on wars and, well, military endeavors. So yeah, I really respect those countries that, well, Costa Rica, Switzerland, that neutral, that calm demeanor of them. And also I think when people are calm, it also not talking about myself necessarily, but although I try to remain calm in situations these days, I think if you're around calm people, it also helps you to calm down well. So I think what I was saying earlier, both of you, like, you put out a certain vibe, you attract a certain people around you, and if you're kind of a dramatic person and you're always getting into drama and fights and things, you're more likely to attract that kind of people into your person, into your life. But if you're calm, then you attract people like yourselves. Like I try to remain calm. So I've attracted people like you into my life, and I think I think it is how the energy that you put out, because other people can sense that when they're around you, as you've said, Juliane.
Yeah.
So basically, just going back to the point about being like overwhelmed. Obviously, there's some very overwhelming things happening in the world at the moment. But I think rather than focusing on everything that's happening globally, that we're not in control. We're in certain things are what we can do ourselves, but we're not in control of what's happening necessarily globally. I would say that rather than focusing on that all the time, like religiously watching the news every day and keeping up with daily statistics on whatever's happening with the pandemic, I mean, it's good to know what's going on in the world and not be completely ignorant of it, but it's not helpful or positive in your life, I wouldn't say, to just focus on that all the time, because it will just completely stress you out. It's understandable why people are just focusing on that all the time. I think, like you were saying, both of you earlier, having goals and setting goals and having a positive outlook for the future, and believing, like, if we look back through history, these things have happened before, but there will come a point when they're over. There is light at the end of the tunnel, and things won't always be like this, especially if people are setting goals and acting in a positive way. Then it's more likely that we're going to overcome these things quicker. And I think there's a Green. He's written some brilliant books. One of which is called The Laws of Human Nature, and he's currently writing a new book. Yeah, it's a fantastic read, and he's now writing a new book called I think it's called The Laws of the Sublime, and he is talking about how we need to have we need to go back to having more of a sense of wonder in our lives and looking for things that make us amazed, and rather than always focusing on our phones or what's happening on the news, actually go out and experience life for ourselves. And I know that's a bit more difficult at the moment, but like the other day, I just went for a walk in nature, and there was no one around me. It was raining a little bit. There was the beautiful autumn leaves, and I thought, wow, this is pretty beautiful actually. It wasn't Mount Everest, but for this area, it was pretty cool, and I thought this is really beautiful. So that brought a sense of calm and also wonder to my life as well, or to that day anyway, at least. So I think,
being curious again. Yeah.
And grateful for little things as well. It's
Absolutely.
Sometimes it's also tiny little goals or little successes that we need to celebrate more. Tiny little achievements can add up to bigger success as well.
Absolutely.
And celebrating that and feeling worthy of it, that it's okay, although we are maybe right now currently in a maybe overwhelming situation, but it's still, we are still worthy of pursuing our wants, and that's totally acceptable to do so.
One of the things that came to mind as we were just talking through these things is, are we allowing the external world to control our lives, or are we allowing our own thinking to control our lives? Remember back to the very beginning, that very first handout that we provided was about the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, all the things that are external that we allow to just pour in to control our lives. Are you living from the outside in, or are you living from the inside out? And as long as you're allowing and letting the external everything control what you're doing. You're going here and here and here and here and here. And, I mean, you're just everywhere until everything becomes such a crazed, living in a cloud confusion and going to the helplessness and overwhelm. Letting the external world control the way you want to think and do things is where we get ourselves just in a heap of a mess.
Mm.
And so it's about living from the inside out, learning how to do that. What does that mean? I think, Juliane and Simon, I think maybe today, by the way, I forgot to say in the beginning, this is the start of season 2.
Yay!
Yay.
30-minute mastermind season 2. Let's start today with putting maybe a couple of those handouts that we've already provided. Let's put a couple of those back in, because this is kind of pulling everything back together today. The goal setting, the conscious and subconscious, the are you letting the negative or the positive control your life? What are you focusing on? The responding and reacting, the vibration. All, I mean, this is really where it's all coming together. All these 10 weeks. This is week 11. No! Is that right?
Yeah.
Is it right, Simon?
It is.
Wow. This is where all of it has kind of come back together now. How each piece that we've talked about, it is every little piece that comes together in order for you to go forward in a more positive, calm way and live in the moment. And how do you do that? One of the things we talked about, we're coming up to our time again already. It's already almost 30 minutes. We talked while we were talking just before coming on live, some of the things that we must do, especially in this time that we're in right now, and especially with some places starting to go back into lockdown, into that kind of living again, which is causing more overwhelm and feeling helpless. You can control a lot. You are in control of you and your thinking and your actions and doing, wherever you are, whether you're sitting at your desk or you're out for your walk or whatever it is you're doing. So you really need to have a routine of some sort. You must put that engaged into your life. If you have not done that yet, it's time, because you must have a morning routine that you do religiously. Before my feet hit the ground, there was a post that I added to today of a recovery, blue water recovery back in Port Huron, where we live part of the year. Asked, what do you do first thing in the day? The first thing I do before I ever put my feet on the floor is I have about a 30-minute morning routine. And I wake up my body. I wake up my fingers. I wake up my arms. I wake up every part of my body. I have, yeah. And I just get the oil going in the joints. I get just move, just start moving. And I am so happy and grateful. I am alive. I'm awake today. Let's go. What is today holding for me? And then I go through almost like a meditation. I lay there in my kind of yoga pose, laying down, and I am so happy and grateful. And I set my day. I I go through all of my visioneering of my goals that I have, and I have some pretty giant goals,
Oh yeah.
and they're very worthy, and it's all about helping others. And I go through those, so I set that in motion. And I am so happy and grateful. I go through that, and then I get up. I spend 30 minutes before I ever put my feet on the floor going through my gratitude and getting my day set in the right way. And then you must have, like, you almost have to schedule like you would if you were at the office. Schedule your lunch. Get it in your diary, make that alarm go off. Just like you would if you were scheduling an appointment at the office. Schedule time for yourself. Make a block of time that is just for you, to do something for you. Go out and ride your bicycle. Go out and, if it's cold out, put every gear you have on. We used to go hopping around on Lake Huron, in the blizzard. But, you have Sorel boots, and you have the heaviest Carhartt coats you can find, and the scarves and the hats, and get dressed up and get some fresh air. Move your body. It changes your vibration constantly, and it recharges. And that's where we're talking about next week. We're going into, what are you doing? What does your recharge station and bubble look like? We're going to share with you what ours look like, and where you need to start going with yours in order to make sure you're recharging yourself now or any time into the future. It is just a daily habit daily habits you must get into, and routines you must get into, whether we're living through COVID and lockdowns, or every day just busy world, and start living from the inside out.
Absolutely. Very
Definitely.
good advice.
Excellent advice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Simon, what do you want to add? We're just about at the end of our time. What do you want to add for everybody today?
Yeah, I absolutely want to say it's more than ever during these times that we're going through, to set a schedule and to move. Yeah, I would say movement and exercise. I did a video of this on my YouTube channel actually and I was talking about 5 different ways you can feel better during these, or feel more positive during these difficult times. And one of the things was movement.
Can we post that in 30-minute mastermind for everybody? Would you be okay with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Simon's special video.
And I will put my grounding video in.
Perfect.
That helps.
Grounding's a great
We can
thing,
do that anywhere.
Brilliant.
We can do that on any kind of surface, but grounding is really recharging as well.
Perfect. We'll have 2 videos in 30-minute mastermind, one from Juliane and one from Simon for you.
Good.
And
yeah.
I will put all the handouts that I've created for 30-minute mastermind, all the different pieces from all the other weeks. I'll put those in, just as, I don't know if I can put it in as one post. I'll figure it out. They'll be there. All the other handouts, super simple tools that you can take and do today. And if you have any questions, if you're looking at it, if it's the first time you've looked at it and you didn't see the other videos, go back to the other videos where the handout is attached to it. Watch the video about it, or ask us questions. Simon and Juliane and I are in the 30-minute mastermind all the time.
We're happy to answer any question.
Always.
Absolutely. Yeah. And if you have any suggestions for future videos as well, we'd love to hear.
If you have any questions topics you'd like us to go deeper into for you.
We were talking about maybe Paul on as well, Juliane, and Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah, we will.
Watch for Juliane and Simon's poll this coming Wednesday as well. And we've also started, if you hadn't seen it, we also started on Mondays, I think it is, that we have a regular weekly insights post that we're putting in the 30-minute mastermind for you now as well. Well, Juliane, did you have anything more to add?
No, I'm very happy that we are in season 2 already.
Oh.
And I think it's gonna be even better and yeah, helping more.
I am so happy and grateful that it is better and better by the week.
Yeah, and helping.
Wishing you an amazing week ahead. I'm Lorrie MacGilvray, Juliane Nendel, and Simon Turkas. We'll see you next week. Wishing you an amazing week ahead. Mwah!
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Have a great weekend. Thanks for watching.